When you get right down to it, programming is all about communication. It's how we give a computer a list of instructions. But the real magic, the actual art of it, isn't just about giving any instructions. It's about giving smart instructions. Instructions that can be repeated over and over, super efficiently. Okay, let's jump right in.
So just imagine for a second. You need your computer to perform the exact same task 1,000 times. Or hey, why not 1,000,000? Are you really going to sit there and write out the same line of code 1,000,000 times? No way, right? That would be an absolute nightmare. This is one of the most basic problems in all of coding. And luckily for us, it is a really elegant solution.
And that solution is the loop. It's seriously one of the most powerful and essential tools you'll find in any programmer's toolkit. Loops are the perfect answer to this whole repetition problem. They let us automate tasks and make our code short, efficient, and just incredibly powerful.
Okay, but here's the thing. Not all repetition is the same, which is why we have a few different kinds of loops. Think of them as specialized tools for different jobs. The for loop is your go-to when you know exactly how many times you need to repeat something. The while loop? That's perfect for when you need to just keep going as long as a certain condition is true. And the do-while loop is the oddball of the group. It guarantees the code runs at least once before it even bothers to check the condition. These little analogies, they really hit the nail on the head.
So, let's break this down. What I love about this diagram is how it shows the for loop as this little self-contained machine. First, it sets up a counter. Let's say it creates a variable I and sets it to 0. Then, before every single pass, it checks a condition, like, hey, is I still less than 10? If the answer is yes, boom, it runs the code. And finally, step 4, it updates the counter, adds 1 to I, and the whole thing starts over. It's this clean, predictable 4-step dance that makes it so reliable.
All right, so a single loop is great, right? Perfect for a simple, straight line of tasks. But what happens when things get a little more complex? What if, for every single step of one repetitive task, you need to kick off a whole other set of repetitive tasks?
Well, to solve that puzzle, we've got to go a level deeper. We use this amazing concept called nested loops, which is, you guessed it, literally just putting one loop inside of another. And this is the technique that lets us go from making simple lists to building out grids, creating complex patterns, and handling all sorts of multidimensional data.
And honestly, a calendar is the perfect way to picture this. Just think about it. You've got an outer loop that's in charge of the weeks. For each week it processes, an inner loop has to run its entire course, handling all 7 days. So it goes week 1, and then day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then, and only then, does the outer loop click over to week 2, and the inner loop runs all over again.
So this is the big aha moment right here. It's all about the relationship between the two. The outer loop is the boss, right? It controls the big picture. And for every single step it takes, the inner loop, the worker bee, has to do its complete job from start to finish. Once you really get that dynamic, you unlock the true power of these nested structures.
I get it. This might still sound a little bit abstract. So let's actually see what this looks like when we build something we can visualize. This is where the simple logic of a loop within a loop creates some surprisingly complex and honestly kind of beautiful results.
Just look at this. This triangle of stars isn't some picture we just pasted in. No, it's being drawn character by a nested loop. The outer loop is just keeping track of which row we're on. Row 1, then row 2, then row 3. The inner loop's only job is to print the right number of stars for that specific row. Row 1 gets 1 star. Row 2 gets 2. This is that programming magic we were talking about. A few simple repeating rules that generate a complex, visible pattern from scratch.
Okay, but sometimes you need even more control. You don't always want a loop to just blindly run from start to finish. You might need a way to interrupt it or, change its behavior based on what's happening. Well, for that, we've got a couple of special commands up our sleeve.
First up, we have break. The best way to think of this is as the big red emergency stop button. The second your code hits a break statement, it doesn't just stop the current cycle, it kills the entire loop it's inside, right then and there. The program immediately jumps to whatever line of code comes right after that loop. It's your escape hatch.
And then there's continue, which is a completely different beast. This one is way more like a skip button for just the current item. It also stops the current cycle in its tracks, but, and this is the important part, it doesn't kill the whole loop. It just says, all right, we're done with this one, let's just jump right back to the top and start the next round.
Yeah, this really nails the difference, doesn't it? Break is like shouting, stop this whole process right now. It's a hard stop.
But continue is more like saying, skip this one thing, but let's keep the assembly line moving. Understanding that difference is what lets you write some really smart, really flexible code.
All right, let's wrap this up. Let's connect all these dots. Because we've seen how just a few basic ideas can be stacked on top of each other to create some incredibly powerful outcomes.
You know, this quote really gets to the heart of it. It sounds so simple, right? One loop is placed entirely within another loop. But as we've just seen, the results you can get from that simple structure are absolutely massive.
So what are the big takeaways here? First, loops are your answer to any repetitive task in coding. Second, you've got a whole toolkit, for, while, and do while for different kinds of problems. Third, nesting these loops is how you can create powerful, complex patterns. And that really brings us to the core idea. The art of programming is all about building amazing complexity out of very simple, repeatable rules.
And that brings me to one last question for you to chew on. We've seen how a few lines of code can draw a triangle of stars. But now I want you to look at the world around you. Think about the branching pattern of a tree, or the perfect spiral of a seashell, or the intricate structure of a single snowflake. What other patterns in nature do you see that could be described by this simple, powerful idea of a loop within a loop?